Tuesday of the 22nd week in Ordinary Time.
A reading from the first letter of St. Paul to the Thessalonians. Concerning times and seasons, brothers and sisters, you have no need for anything to be written to you. For you yourselves know very well that the day of the Lord will come like a thief at night. When people are saying peace and security, then sudden disaster comes upon them, like labor pains upon a pregnant woman, and they will not escape. But you, brothers and sisters, are not in darkness, for that day to overtake you like a thief. For all of you are children of the light and children of the day. We are not of the night or of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as the rest do, but let us stay alert and sober. For God did not destine us for wrath, but to gain salvation through our Lord Jesus Christ, who died for us, so that whether we are awake or asleep, we may live together with him. Therefore, encourage one another and build one another up, as indeed you do. The word of the Lord.
The responsorial psalm. The response is, I believe that I shall see the good things of the Lord in the land of the living. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom should I fear? The Lord is my life's refuge. Of whom should I be afraid? I believe that I shall see the good things of the Lord in the land of the living. One thing I ask of the Lord, this I seek, to dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, that I may gaze on the loveliness of the Lord and contemplate his temple. I believe that I shall see the good things of the Lord in the land of the living. I believe that I shall see the bounty of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord with courage, be stout-hearted, and wait for the Lord. I believe that I shall see the good things of the Lord in the land of the living.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus went down to Capernaum, a town of Galilee. He taught them on the Sabbath, and they were astonished at his teaching, because he spoke with authority. In the synagogue there was a man with the spirit of an unclean demon, and he cried out in a loud voice, What have you to do with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God. Jesus rebuked him and said, Be quiet, come out of him. Then the demon threw the man down in front of them and came out of him without doing him any harm. They were all amazed and said to one another, What is there about his word? For with authority and power he commands the unclean spirits, and they come out. And news of him spread everywhere in the surrounding region. The Gospel of the Lord.
Tuesday of the 22nd week in Ordinary Time. The first reading comes from 1 Thessalonians 5, 1-6 and 9-11. In yesterday's passage from 1 Thessalonians, we heard Paul talk about the end of the world in apocalyptic terms, that there'll be a sounding of a trumpet, that those who are dead will rise from the grave, those who are still around will be caught up into the clouds. Well, the people would naturally say, when is this going to happen? Paul's response is very ambiguous. It'll happen when it happens, but be ready for it. It'll come like a thief in the night. When you least expect it, that's when it will happen. Now, we could talk about the end of the world, or we could talk about our own personal end. We don't know how much time we'll have, so every day should be lived as precious. Every moment should be lived to the full. And when the time comes, we should be able to say nothing left unsaid, nothing left undone. In fact, we should be children of the light. Our lives should be transparent. We should be people of integrity, so that there's nothing hidden, nothing that will have to be revealed at the coming of the Lord. The Gospel is from Luke 4, 31-37. Yesterday we heard about how Jesus spoke in the synagogue of Nazareth, and he was rejected by the people. Well, today we hear about how in a synagogue he exorcises a demon out of someone. And everybody is amazed because obviously he has authority. He can command unclean spirits to come out of people. This is in contradiction to what we heard yesterday when the people weren't willing to accept him. As he shows his signs, the people realize more and more that something very powerful, something very holy is in their midst. Furthermore, throughout the Gospel of Luke, there's a battle between Jesus and the demonic forces. That Jesus has come into the world to liberate us from those things which bind us. Nowadays, we don't talk much about people who are possessed or obsessed. It happens, but we don't talk about it a lot. But we should be talking about the fact that Satan is still part of our existence. Satan does tempt us, and we are very weak, and therefore we need God's help to liberate us from those things which have imprisoned us, which make us act in a way which is not in keeping with the dignity to which God called us. And may God bless us.